Hello and welcome. It's me, Misery, with another World of Warcraft video. Now, today I want to talk about delves. And I want to talk about delves because with the recent launch of 11.2 and the hype, they did that small announcement about the new Archive delve coming out. And I know, like the rest of you, you've probably spent this week with the Overcharged event farming to earn yourself a mount. And I was thinking, like, is this really like where we want to go as we move into season 3 of War Within? Is delves really what we were promised? Because in my mind, when delves were sent out, they spoke about like dynamic, deep, replayable, like we're inspired to make this solo space. And for me, it's been this like mindless grind. Like my memories early on were like, I need to do delves because it gave me enough gear to go into M0s before we started raiding. You know, I used to do the bountiful early on. Now I barely touch them in season 2. You know, Overcharged came out and all I'm like is like quick jump in, complete one to get my belt, cool. And then now I'm trying to farm the mount. But otherwise, there was never a point where I was like, yo, do you guys want to join with me and we'll go do some delves? Or, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to log on and do delves. I don't think it hit the spot. I mean, argument today is really, you know, is this worse than Torghast? Because Torghast, you know, got a lot of hate, but I honestly prefer Torghast more than I have delves. So my question out here is like, why is that? What is missing? Now, I'll say the Nemesis mechanic. Let's talk about that straight out of the gates. I love the Nemesis mechanic. I think that in its core could be where Delve should head, and I like that it kind of links into Mage Tower, that solo difficult content with like a crazy boss. It adds some dungeon flair. It has difficulties, but again, what's cool about that is I got a mount at the end. So I just think Delves just aren't there for the content. I just don't think it has that replayability. You know what I mean? Like Torghast had its anima power system. And Torghast might say that people were like, well, we were forced to do it. And I get that, right? Like we would only get forced into the content. You know, and I feel like there was some I'm also kind of forced into delve content because I'm like, well, I have to get this belt now. And or early on I had to do bountifuls for my chance at loot. And I had to find these maps and I was grinding to do the best I can because I'm a sea raider. You know, I think Torghast has a bad name because of that, you know, force too, but it had awesome mechanics. And I think, you know, things were really involving. You know, delves have a very linear pathway. You do the delve over and over. Like I'm spamming, you know, ones right now so I can earn myself the mount. Like all these mobs are exactly the same NPCs, you know, it does. I know it swaps each week, but it doesn't add that difference that Torghast did, right? Torghast had that. Torghast had the roguelike mechanics, which like made the runs different. They added that variance that I really, really enjoyed. And I just think the incentive of Delve just isn't there. And it's only because when we think of like season 3, I don't want like in my mind it's like okay, are there enough people that enjoy this content? Because I'm trying to say to Blizzard, hey, don't double down and start investing in delves. Invest in something else, right? We got one new dungeon come out for season 3. That could have been 2 if we didn't have the delve mechanic. Or what can they change it to be? You know what I mean? I mean, Torghast had customization. You know, it had your ways that you would develop through the with the anima powers. Like that variant added fun. Like early on, I don't think it was there, but we hated it so much. But when I look at delves, I'm like, why are other people not raising a voice around here? Can we have some more, you know, variants to these or add some challenge, add some diversity? You know, I just feel like it's not fun. And I don't know if I'm any content creator out there saying that, but I feel like I have to make these videos, otherwise we're going to keep doing them. But if everybody in my chat's going to be like, you're crazy, Mr. Ree, we love delves, then fair, tell them. You know, but I feel like it's my job now as an influencer wow to say something. I just feel like delves are too easy. I don't think they have the scale. I don't think even pushing, I'm like, no benefit. Maybe if there was some more titles, maybe some more mounts, maybe there was some reason to do them as a player, you might like them. I feel this is more a chore. I feel like it's sure, man, to do delves. When people talk about delves, I feel like it's not a content I ever want to do. I feel like at the start, it's they sparked and promised this creative space for solo, but I don't think it's difficult enough. You know what I mean? I feel like it's just we just do it. You know, like let's talk about Bran. You know that he was cool at the start. Where's season 2? Can we get a different NPC to join us? Like Bran was really overpowered at the start. Now he's like bottom tier, right? He got nerfed to the ground. He's not fun. We can talk. I don't know if I can even look at the talent tree he has. Like, I know people talk about he's a healer or a tank. I feel like the mechanics really aren't there for him. Like, you got to have more of an incorporated event. Think of like Mage Tower Legion. Like that. That was so like people still talk about that. The rewards you got from it. That's what's missing. The heart of this. It's just like it's just like a there thing where it could be something. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. I mean, there is time getting to some things, and I think that's part of where we're heading. A lot of time getting to make us do different things. I think WoW is spreading out into a, different. We have classic. We have SOD. It provides so much accessibility, I guess, but I just wish I feel like I'm getting more in the mindset of like do the things really well. Just do your things really well. You've had so many years of this. Pick the things really well. Pick the best things out of this and make it really well. And I feel like that could be something that could work on for Delves. I feel like this is just a mechanic that sits side to the story, right? Like why are we just hanging out with Bran, and why are we just adventuring in these weird little treasure troves when we're fighting this giant void? It doesn't feel like it's connected. The new delve coming in season 3, like that one delve was probably completed in 10 minutes, but could it be multiple layers? Could it have those Torghast difficulties? Could it link to the story? Could there be weapons, mogs? I don't know. Just upsell delves. For me, it's a really, I just, there was an uproar for Torghast. Why are people not uproaring about delves? That's what I just want to raise today. Like, Torghast just wasn't in. People didn't like it because I guess they were forced, but there was stuff we could do. There were challenges. This delve stuff's not challenging, Blizzard. I just don't want the list to be like our legacy of War Within. I think it was promised stuff early on, and it needs to change. Now, like I said at the start, the Nemesis stuff is super cool. And they're talking about this Dark Soul, your friends and names. Like, that's cool. Yeah, that's good. Let's maybe lean into more of that. But if you don't have sick rewards, hard challenges, I think it's just another notch of things. And that's what I don't want WoW to become, these things. Dastardly duos. Just a thing, man. It was like we came and did it and we enjoyed it. I mean, but it wasn't when you were talking, Blizzard was talking about it, it was like, oh, we're going to verse all bosses. I was like, yeah, cool. We could take this epic Jaina fight, but she just comes out for a 1v1. There's some mechanics and you have to do it as a 5v5. They think of raid bosses. Like, that is what I imagined. And then we got duos. I was like, yeah, cool, man. Like, after an hour, I was like, oh, it's another thing done. And I just don't want Blizzard to start heading in this direction. And if I don't make these videos, we're going to be stuck in this rut of soft releases of stuff. I think WoW needs to start doubling down. I think they're playing too safe with ideas, or they're just you're starting with this. Make it better. Make it great. That's all I want to say here today. So I'd love to hear your opinions in chat. I'd love to talk about it more, but I think Delves, I just think they're not it. I'd rather have Torghast, and I'd love to hear your opinion. So I'm Mr. Reed, and thanks for watching.